As summer draws to a close, the August progress update arrives, detailing not only some new foliage mechanics, but also giving us a glimpse at new biomes and a closer look at some lesser seen mobs, as the game itself begins to grow and flourish. However, while we get some great gameplay and even some in-game images, could this month mark the end of the Hytale blog posts? Welcome back to Kweebec Corner. My name is Connor, and today on Hytale News Updates, we break down all the footage and images from this month's latest info dump, digging for secrets and potential hints at new systems before breaking down just why Hytale blog posts may be stopping for the year, and why that's by no means a bad thing, but in fact the complete opposite.
This video is sponsored by ServerPro. ServerPro has everything you need to host the next big Hytale server. With support for modding and scripting, why not start your adventure today and grab a free Minecraft server which you can swap over once Hytale is launched.
So what to start with? Well, let's cover all the game stuff first, and then have a discussion on the technical timelines and the blog post situation. In the first of 3 videos, we're introduced to dynamic plant growth, a system which builds on the current crop and farming mechanics currently within the game, now seen here crossing over to other types of foliage, such as the cacti. Shown growing over the course of several days, it's important to note that this rate is not final, but does help to showcase what's possible. Watch how the player places each plant directionally, making it almost look like a random dispersal, rather than on an arranged block grid. We see variation in both the rate of growth and the physical properties between each plant, with some shooting straight up while others grow a cute little flower. Additionally, you can spot a few abandoned settlements and lit prefabs in the distance, a nice benchmark for how generation distribution is looking in current Zone 2 iterations. Our familiar friend Propsy is back for the second video, equipped with some chainmail armor and his classic straw hat. We get to see him planting some mushroom seeds, a type of fungus which, like cacti, has its own unique growth properties, for instance propagating and spreading to form circles. The post refers to these as fairy circles, which is an actual biological term. It's not just specific properties or physical features, there's still a lot of randomness built into the way these plants grow and generate too. It all needs to feel natural and organic after all, not like there's any one given rule. In the third clip we get a berry bush. It doesn't sound that fascinating, but it's the way in which it grows and spreads that's super cool from a development perspective. Growing both up, down, and with randomized rotation for each of the bush blocks that are connected to the base, it's always cool to see these non-solid leaf blocks as they will add a lot more depth to scenery. Also, a small touch, but this particle effect as each new bush sprouts is a neat touch. Whether that's seed spreading or just a symbol of the bush popping up, I like it. Now coming in with 5 more images that don't get more explanation, we look to the URLs for some guidance. First up, the team thanks everyone for embracing the newest revealed mob, the Mosshorn, and to thank us have provided a shot of 2 of the hardy, raggedy creatures. Will we one day get to see Kweebecs ride these things? Will we ride these things? And wait, what's that? Will we be able to milk Mosshorns? Moving on. This Zone 2 camp is interesting. First and foremost, the player character has a fabulous attire of cloth, clearly an iconic and maybe even necessary clothing for surviving in the harsh sands and desert heats of Zone 2. On the subject of sand, you'll notice unlike other images, this one has a strange outer vignette or shadow. This almost looks like an effect from a raging sandstorm. We've seen similar status indicators to this, such as when players are damaged. The player is also wielding a walking stick or staff. Either way, it appears to be helping the player traverse the sands. Next up, we see a couple of Ferns in the wild, both unmasked, a truly rare sight. We get both an adult and a younger Fern together being incredibly adorable. This appears to be in the Oasis biome of Zone 2. Perhaps they feel less under threat in these areas as opposed to the scarab-infested wastelands. That could also be the reason they are without their usual bone armor, or perhaps they are less violent than the Ferns we've met in the past. Now time for a new biome, the Rocky Valley. This vibrant and heavily saturated area appears to either border or be a part of the cold Zone 3. Seemingly, it holds a warmer climate, rarer in these areas. Larger spiked ridges with a smaller valleyway can be seen. Finally, we see a destroyed river fort. Stationed on both sides of the river, we can only assume this ruin was once a great bridge, now all but collapsed. The sky has an unnaturally blue hue here, as if the mists of the waters are rising up. This could also be a new type of biome with a prominent bluish haze in the air. Not sure if I can place the zone for this image, so make sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments. What we've seen is a bit of the new and a bit of the old this month. The team clearly want to be careful about what systems they break down, and with channels like mine working hard to figure out smaller details from images and footage, it's understandable that they may want to keep tight-lipped about certain aspects of the game, or at least avoid revealing something that could spoil a huge reveal in the future. I'm always receiving comments asking about Hytale's release, why they don't just reveal everything, why they even bothered to put out a trailer 2 years ago, and clearly the monthly blog posts are a key part of the Hytale team's connection to the community, but also a fine point of contention. Is it enough? Is it too much? Should we be putting these sorts of pressures on a team working on their first title? Well, let's see what they have to say, and why they're deciding to make a change to the way they update us. Updating everyone each month is great, but like with all industries, some months can be more productive than others. There are often times with lots to show, and others where everyone is insanely busy. There are no regular patterns, and this is multiplied tenfold when it comes to a remote teamwork. Coordination and cooperation have to be extremely fluid, and in that comes times when a large amount of focus needs to be placed on vital systems and features. Things that may be huge in the grand scheme of things, big reveals and the sorts of stuff that will hype us even more than the things we've already seen. I mean, literally, if they feel like they need to keep these features secret when they've already revealed so much, then imagine how exciting they must be. And those exciting features take a lot of time to be touched up and prepared for an ultimate reveal. This stuff needs to be kept under wraps, and there's no reason why as players, we should want the entire experience to be spoiled for us beforehand. As a channel that covers the game, this is an internal debate I've had with myself, and I've spoken with others about it too. When covering a game I'm this passionate about, should I worry about spoiling it too much? What if I end up not enjoying the end product as much because I've lived and breathed many aspects of the game for over a year here on YouTube? Well, that's something I feel I'm coming close to doing. It's a concern, and personally, I feel like we have more than enough info to go on to be able to understand what exactly this game will be and what it aims to achieve. Bar some key features and specific points from the Hytale team, I'd be all ready to pack up and wait for a new trailer in a few months. And I feel like that's something the team is likely gearing up for. And don't quote me on that, maybe we won't get another trailer until 2021, but with so many new hires, an increased pool of resources, more areas of Hytale than ever before are being worked on right now, pushed to completion. And together, as a community, we've provided heaps of feedback, an entire culture of inside jokes, memes, and communities all bursting with ideas to help build this game. The team state that these past months they've took a good look at the game's systems as a whole, ensuring that they meet the goals they set out to reach in the beginning, for both adventure mode and the more secretive multiplayer and PvP aspects. They're proud to say that they're approaching a point where they can finally start revealing some of those really heavy-hitting features. Of course, the nuances of game development like Foley sounds, terrain generation systems, and even texture mapping are fascinating from a certain perspective, but they pale in comparison to the features that can help broadly market the game. And we're close to these features that have never been presented before. We're approaching a more significant set of reveals. In my opinion, this makes a humongous amount of sense. Yes, off the bat it may impulsively infuriate you that you ain't getting your monthly fix of hidden Kweebec or new mob footage, trust me, I know more than anyone. But in the long run, this is huge. It not only means that we're entering a new phase of development for Hytale as a whole, but also nearing a stage where the team feel comfortable marketing the game further with heavy-hitting reveals, things we've been curious as to why they've been holding off showcasing. As a designer myself, working also in influencer outreach and marketing, I can understand how taking a break may be necessary. A lot fewer people are aware of the blog post than they are of the trailer, and these big reveals shouldn't look like just more blog posts. I feel like these significant reveals need to be impactful, dramatic, and very, very insightful, hopefully leading to or even culminating in some dates or further timeline insight being revealed for beta. It's also not like the Hytale socials are going dead or anything. In fact, they say over the next few weeks and months they'll be more active and posting postcards from Orbis screenshots every week. That means a new image each week guaranteed, and it also alludes to the fact that this content gap is only going to be a few weeks and months. Honestly, I think we can handle that. They'll also be working on more fan art showcases, so make sure you artists out there keep creating. Not that you need me to tell you that. And speaking of which, have you heard that we have a Hytale art competition going on right now? You can win yourself a $20 Steam gift card and even a special rank on the Kweebec Corner Discord server by simply creating a piece of art that represents one of the 5 Ultiverses teased in this Hytale concept art. Submissions should be tweeted at Kweebec Corner on Twitter with the hashtag HytaleArtComp. But also include hashtag Hytale fanart so the team can see it too. You also might have a chance to get showcased. Well, blog posts may be going away, but I'm certainly not. In fact, September is going to be the most important month this channel has had so far. I've got some real special videos I'm preparing that I hope will blow you guys away. You haven't seen anything like this, so get prepared. And make sure to hit that subscribe button. You can also like the video too if you really do want to show support. Thanks as always for watching Kweebec Corner, stay safe and keep free.